Well, hello, this is Kevin Bennett from the Best Practice Network, looking after the Queensland and New South Wales networks. Pleased to have Lionel from Specialised Laminators Queensland join us today. Hello, Lionel, how are you?
Good, Kevin. How are you?
Very good, and looking
Thanks
forward.
for joining me.
Lionel, now we can hear you loud and clear, loud and clear. Lionel, just give us a brief introduction to Specialised Laminators Queensland, please.
Oh, Specialised Laminators it's a family-owned, Australian family-owned company that's been going for 42 years now. It's been quite successful. Our business basically is revolved around laminating any sort of substrate. We've got a great range of MDF through to lead, basically, lead lining. And there's three divisions. There's the laminating division. There's a cut to size division where we actually cut up with CNCs, and that's for particular small selected products, sort of tabletops and cabinets and things. And the third division where we manufacture and install toilet partitions. That's basically we've got staff of about 50 and surviving COVID, going reasonably well.
That's great. And Lionel, you and the team have been part of the Best Practice Network for a few years now. So what have been some of the key benefits and lessons that you and the team have got from being part of the network?
The major thing about it is just being aware that the best practice, one of the strengths of it, it's got so many different businesses in the network of, from blood collection through to aerospace. It's quite a variety, but it's amazing how similar all the problems are. I mean, there's different complexities and ways of handling it, but the problems are very similar, and it's very reassuring at times to know that you're not out there by yourself. And some of the guys who've sent out to the site visits that you've visited pre-COVID, they've actually visited those and it's opened up their eyes too, because we've got a number of staff that have only worked here for 10 years and some have worked for 20 years and gone nowhere else. And it's great for them to be able to see other businesses that are doing what we're trying to implement. So it helps that implementation.
Yep. So it's about opening the eyes, looking at different situations, but then also being able to apply it back into their own workplace as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And actually talking to some of those people, they actually help too. It's the members are quite willing and open to offering suggestions for us in our business. So it's just recently, I mean, you put me on to a guy that would help us with some automation material, and that's the sort of, it's that network really working well.
Yep. As you say, Lionel, it's about getting people along to the events. It's about building those relationships. But as it's been open and sharing ideas, share problems, solve problems together. And with that in mind, Lionel, you've also been part of our business leaders forums, the highlights of Twilight. What's some of the key things you've got from those as a business leader?
That just lifts it up another level, is to not just in the business, but on the business, and just talking to those guys from their experiences. And there's some very experienced people again, from smaller organisations right through to larger organisations and international organisations. And I found them, again, just educating and making you more aware and giving you your ideas and just helping you think about things in a different way. The way they've handled it could be helpful to us. So all those things are just broadening the outlook and making you more aware of how to handle some of the situations you're facing.
Yep, and we've had some great speakers, and we will continue to bring those along as well. So finally,
yeah, can I just add, though, I noticed that it's been expanded through COVID. It's a positive when you get the international people and some of the examples that they've used where they've actually really turned their business around in a month from something that's completely different from what they were doing. It's quite inspiring to hear those stories and hear those examples.
Yep.
So it hasn't stopped just because we can't have the leaders' meetings and things. The Zoom meetings now are probably enhanced it even more.
Yeah, and I think that's been a massive plus coming out of the last couple of months, which we are going to continue into, into the new model and going forward as we go through the year. Lionel, last question for you. So if there's anyone out there who wants to go and do more networking and go and do benchmarking, what's a couple of tips that you would give them just so to make sure they get real value from the process?
Join BPN, Kevin. We're actually personally going through a lot of stuff at the moment, and I find it difficult at times just to get the time. But you actually should make the time to actually attend these events that you're talking about. You know, like the leaders' meetings and those sorts of things. I've missed a few recently, and I've missed them. And I think the tip is to stay in contact, join it, and don't be afraid to use it, because everybody's quite willing to assist if you're willing to ask the question. And I've found that at times I thought this might be a silly question, but when you start talking to someone, even personally, some of these things, you find out, no, I'm not that silly. Everybody's got that problem, and they help you through it. So that's, I think it's be prepared to ask and be prepared to join.
Oh, that's fantastic, Lionel. Well, Lionel, it's been great having you and the team at Specialised Laminators Queensland be part of the network, and look forward to be going on to that ongoing relationships as well. So thanks again for your time, and thanks for your feedback, Lionel.
Well, thank you, and thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, Kevin.